Great. Hi there, you're 10. This is the question of June 2023 on the paper tree past year question. So, in this particular year, this will be the first time where IGCSE uses the new syllabus where they are evaluating how students will create metadata just between the head of a web page. And this is a title called weather data, and we have to insert all these meta tags right in the page editor. So what I usually do, and what you can actually do if you remember how to put in metadata tags, always remember, I'm just going to type it right here in this Google Docs, that metadata and even titles that are placed within the head meta tag. So all the information that belongs to this question should be placed within the header. And then never ever put all these information inside the body tag of a HTML page. So never place any information of these inside the body. So as a concept, I am just going to highlight this as a red and never place this inside. But when it comes to meta question of meta tags, we place it inside the header. All right, so let us first do with this question. So they ask us to create all head section of a website to meet the specification. This will be the title web page called metadata. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up the Microsoft Expression Web 4. And what I will do, this was the previous question that we did for March 2023. We will then try to do and open up a new HTML page, completely empty. You can see that I can go ahead and save this information or close it. I don't really need to save this because we have already completed this from the last time. So I'm going to click save, say no. So when it comes to this, if you want to immediately do header, we need to go into the code view rather than the design, because metadata is within the header. So we can go ahead and try to put in the title and replace this as weather data, just according to what the question paper requires us to do. So here we have the title tags and we have the weather data right over here, and we label this as title weather data. So I have done that particular step in line 6, and then let's move on to the next tag. Now this one asks us to set the character encoding to ISO-8859-1. Now you can see that the char set has already been placed at the top of here. We're not going to use that, so we're just going to go ahead and just remove this. And remember, when we write metadata for char set, we just put in meta space char set equals and a dash and a speech part. So literally we can just type ISO dash 88. I can't remember what was the number, so I'm going to refer 8859-1. So ISO 8859-1. And we'll close this metadata inside. Now, it doesn't recognize this one because this particular editor does not recognize meta char set with this, so you don't have to be worried of this. We can just move on to the next. If you're unsure, we can actually check our IGCSE content and the exam paper. This is literally that you can write the meta char set in the program. But this Microsoft Expression Web 4 doesn't recognize this metadata tag is because Microsoft Expression Web 4 is not updated to the current HTML languages. So we don't have to worry that this is incorrect. Just make sure that the syntax is correct based on the question paper's requirement. So as long as we have meta char set ISO-8859-1, all right, so our next step after setting the character encoding We can then set the name of the altar to Tarawara Web and follow by a space in your name. Now, if you have revised or have checked how to write metadata, you can just simply by putting the altar a meta, then ensure you type name. This time you type altar and space. You enter the content equal, and Microsoft Expression Web will give you the information URL. And then at the altar content, we can make in the name called Tarawa Web and then put in your space and your name. We can simply, by doing so, by typing in Tarawa Web and we space and your name. So my name is David, so I'm just writing David King. And then I close the bracket. And that's how you write the meta, alter, content, and then the information here. If you're unsure, we can head back and check the information. You can see that the name meta, alter, and then content was bracket in this way. Okay, so that's done. What we can do right now is write the description of the web page. And this is also very simple and easy to do so. We can then head back to our editor. Next line, another meta tag. Simply just type a name, meta name, and then this one, we can write it down as description. And then space, content. We enter information that's required from the paper, which is weather data for the Taiwan region. So we head on to this spacing, weather data for the Tarawa region. And that's completely correct for the description. We close this meta tag with the closing angle bracket, and then we go on to the next page. If you're unsure, you can actually check the description here. We have name, description, content, and literally we have other data for the Colorado region. Now, the next one, the question asks us to put in the viewport. All right, this is also quite simple by selecting or entering the meta tag on the new line. Just type in meta name equals viewport space. This time it can be a little tricky, but just do the same. Ensure that you write down the width equals device dash width, comma, and then the initial scaling, you type this way. Initial scaling equals, if I'm not mistaken, the initial scaling will require you to write down 2.0 or 2. You can check right here. Simply just put on 2. Make sure close this with the angle bracket. Well, to make sure that this actually has the correct initial scaling, I believe we still need to add on the 2.0 to ensure that the viewport goes through the proper scaling at the pages for each devices. To ensure that you add in the 0.0 for the meta tag. Great. Once we're done, let's head on to the next meta tag. And this one will be a meta tag keywords that are suitable for this engine. So we can go back and add in another meta tag. Opening a bracket, name, and this time you will have, let's say, words, space the content, and add in any keyword that's suitable for this website. I will add weather as one of the keywords, and then I will have another keyword for weather data, for example. And I close that. I mean, this will be a suitable keyword for the tags. what I will do is I go on to the next slide because we have accomplished the keywords. And the keyword just asks us to use two appropriate ones that are suitable for this session. The last one we need to do is to set the default target to a new tab. If this is open, which is underscore blank, we can simply open up. This one is not meta tag, but this time with the base target underscore blank, and then you close the meta tag. All right, I would like to apologize. The reason of the particular why this is highlighted in red is because this HTML is actually part to the template from W3 schools, and that is why it's generally have the error. Once you manage to remove that public link, the HTML meta tags will now display correctly, showing you the color categorizations of the syntax on the HTML markups. So basically, in Microsoft Expression 4, the char set will be the first, then based on descriptions or categories such as alter, description, will, or keywords. And finally, you end it with the base target. That's generally what the meta tag should be displayed in Microsoft Expression 4.